This is NASA's new space suit. I say space suit. I use the term loosely because I don't believe that NASA ever went to the moon, and the Van Allen radiation belt around the Earth proves that they never went to the moon, and will never get to Mars or anywhere else either. This suit allegedly is the replacement suit for the old space suit that we got used to seeing, like on the what I call the fake moon landings, and that you'll see astronauts wearing even up till now. This is the new one that's come out there with this guy posing it like Buzz Lightyear. I mean, no, seriously, look, just look at this. Look, that's the new suit. Is that Buzz Lightyear or is it Buzz Lightyear? It's Buzz Lightyear. Now the thing is, in many of my videos I've talked about Masonic postures and stuff. Yeah, okay. There's two, yeah, possibly three, but I can't see his other foot there. All right. So the arms to the side like that, opened out like wings. That's angel wings. That's one of the postures that I have noticed over the years that are used in programs, news reports, all sorts of things. There'll be this wings posture, you know, alleging that they are an angel, letting anyone else who knows the sign language know that they are one of them. So to me, that is the angel wings there. And look at the posture of the actual face. If I sort of like bring it right in here so you can see it better, just make it one bit bigger. There we go. That should be enough. Okay, now take a look at the astronaut's head. Not how pathetic does that look? Sorry, but anyway, look at his head. What he's done is he's turned his head to the side, and he's looking upwards, and he's got his hands like that. So he's like that, and you will actually see that posture in old paintings. You know, the old master paintings. You'll see people in that particular posture, and what that posture is, let me explain it to you in the best way that I can. Those of you who can remember this, if not, look it up on the internet. There was a program in the UK called The Saints, okay, and it featured Roger Moore, an actor called Roger Moore, who played a lot of the James Bond films, and in that his name was Simon Templar. Templar. Okay, so we've got a Knight Templar there, and he had this little logo. And the little logo was a matchstick man, and that matchstick man would stand there with one arm on its hip like that, okay, and the other arm would come out like that, okay. So it looked like, you know, limp-wristed posture that people associate with camp homosexuality. All right, so that would be like that. So it's actually a snake, you see, that he would have like that. So he'd have one arm like that, and he'd have the snake posture. So it's the winged serpent. And what he would do is he would suddenly turn his head sideways. The introduction music would come, and he would turn his head sideways, and he'd go dun 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 dun, and he'd look like that. And then the last bit of the music would go dun, okay. And as soon as that last bit of the music went dun like that, as he was looking up, a halo would appear above his head. So Simon Templar, the saint, he's got this winged serpent matchstick man, you know, posture, doing that. And it's the same sort of thing. It's the looking up like that, and the looking up is a referral to the halo. We'll bust one more bit of what I see as Freemasonry in this, but first of all, let's just take a look at this suit, okay? It's ridiculous. That's the first thing I have to say about it. And the second thing I have to say about it is that these suits cannot possibly work in outer space through the Van Allen belt, nor can the old ones that, you know, you'll see the white suits that they wear. None of them could go through the Van Allen belt. Van Allen belt would fry them to a crisp completely. So no satellites are going around the moon, by the way. Okay, if there are satellites going around the moon, if you look up with your zoom camera or your telescope, or borrow a big telescope or pay to use one and have a look, you should be able to see little glints here and there, because, you know, they're going around and the sun will glint off of them. I don't see nothing up there. As far as Mars is concerned, well, you know, don't make me laugh. Nothing's been to Mars, nothing's been outside of this solar system, nothing, okay? These suits cannot possibly work. There is one thing that NASA could do to prove that these suits would work, or the old suits would work, and get through the Van Allen belt, and that is that they could send people wearing these suits into areas like Chernobyl and Fukushima. Whenever there's an accident, they could send them there, and they'd be completely safe, because if these suits could withstand the Van Allen radiation, they could withstand the radiation left from a nuclear accident or nuclear explosion. And of course soldiers would just need to wear these. Yeah, nuclear war, no problem, we'll just carry on going because we're wearing these suits. It's not going to happen. And if you look at the military equipment for radiation protection, it's nothing like that. You know, it involves dusting and washing each other down and stuff like that. It's nothing to do with this. So, and also this visor here would afford no protection from radiation. If it could, well, great. Yeah, you know, NASA could prove it. They could, you know, send people into those areas, and we could see those people alive years and years later, no radiation poisoning, etc. Because the astronauts, or astronauts as I call them, who allegedly went to the moon, aren't suffering from any kind of radiation sickness whatsoever. And of course, you would have to think that with the radiation out in space, even if they had got through the Van Allen belt, it would be so much that they would have come down with all sorts of illnesses, and all of them, even to this day, seem to be, the ones I've seen around, you know, they're healthy enough. You know, they're much older now, so they might have problems that old people have got, but no radiation poisoning. This couldn't go through the Van Allen belt. The normal so-called spacesuit could not go through the Van Allen belt either. It's just not possible, and there's nothing that NASA could do to convince me that it could. Nothing, I believe, that they could do to prove that it would to anyone else either. Let's move on to NASA's logo, and then I'll go back to one more piece about how a spacesuit would be designed in order that it theoretically could get through the Van Allen belt. Okay, so let's just take a look here at where is it? NASA's website. I think this is it here. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay, so if I just make this a lot larger for you, so you can see that NASA logo there. First of all, it looks like a snake's tongue. Okay. All right. These are all references to Apollyon the Destroyer, by the way, who's a reptilian, who's a monster. So okay. So first of all, look how it's designed. There's that V shape. Yeah. Now that V shape, like that, is the Greek L, and Masonry uses Greek letters and Roman numerals, which are also letters, in their cryptographies. Okay, and all of this stuff over and over again keep spelling one of the names of the beast, Apollyon. So we've got this. It's a Greek L. Okay, so turn it out, it's a Greek L. Then we've got a line going through it there. Okay, which makes it into an A. So it's an A and it's an L. And you may notice sometimes that you'll see some people doing what seems like fancy writing on their adverts and stuff, and they'll use that pyramid shape, that shape, that upside down V, like an A in what they've written. That's because they use it as an A and an L, and the proof of it is there. You'll see in advertisements and all sorts of stuff. So we've got an A and an L, and here we've got an O, but it's got a break in it. Yeah. And even if you argued that that wouldn't be an O, well then we've still got the circle, and that would be an O, wouldn't it? Okay, so that it acts as an O, and it acts also as a C. Now you can pronounce C like an S, such as in Caesar or Caesarian. Yeah, so that can act as an X. So let's just read that hidden cryptography there and what it says. It says two things. It says, first of all, A, O, C, which is Eos, pronouncing the C in the same way as Caesar, Eos. Eos is Greek for saint. And then, once again, using it just as the Greek L, L, okay, and then again as an A, and then the O, and then the C, which is pronounced like an S. That says L, A, Os, Laos. So we've got Eos, which means saint or holy, and we've got Laos, which means lion. So that says Holy Lion, which is Apollyon the Destroyer, the unholy one, calling himself holy, blaspheming. You're going to find this stuff of Apollyon everywhere. It's even on my t-shirt. You see that lion there? Sort of like one of these lions that is on these grand designs. Well, look at the tongue on the lion. Look at it there. See it? It's a long tongue, isn't it? It's more like a reptile's tongue, isn't it? So we've got a reptilian lion with a tongue like a chameleon. Okay, and these tares, these half-breed subhumans that live amongst us, which you see as ordinary people, they can change colour. Okay, and I've seen it myself twice in one day. I saw it. Everything else was normal. Just one person during the day. It looked like his face looked like it'd been painted like a lion. It had taken on the exact colorations of his fox fur collar. Exact, even his hair. It was incredible. I talked myself out of what I saw. I didn't see it. Shadows, reflection, blah, 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 whatever. The same evening, I was about 20 miles away. I was just sitting in the car waiting for someone, and this guy walked down. He had shorts on, you could see his legs. He was a white guy, and he had a hoodie up. But it was quite a warm night. You know, it was just after that supermoon a while back, a couple of years ago or so. And as he walked along, he had the hoodie up, so I couldn't see his hair, but the hoodie was open there like that, and he had a green patterned shirt on, and his face had taken on exactly the same coloration and pattern as the shirt. And I just sat there and I was like, you know, I did see what I saw. I did see what I saw earlier. So, you know, I had to accept that what I'd convinced myself I had not seen, I had seen. And, you know, these people are reptiles. And here we've got the lion here with a long tongue. Why's it got a long tongue on it? You know, I didn't make this t-shirt. You know, why is there a sort of like a snake tongue there? We could go on and on. Let's just go back now one more time to just talk about the space suits, okay? These so-called space suits. I've got these see-through visors at the front. Yeah, some of them reflective to protect them from the glare of the sun. Okay, that doesn't protect from radiation. And as I say, the proof of that is no government is sending in people to radiation contaminated places wearing NASA's spacesuits, which if they could get through the Van Allen belt would have no problem dealing with that. Okay, what perhaps NASA could have done, but it's far too late to do now, is that they could have made the astronauts have space helmets which had no glass on it but had a camera, yeah, and a screen for them to see from the inside. And they could have told us that the radiation out in space is so deadly that, you know, this is the only way that they can survive out there. And then the story, I think, would have been a bit more plausible. But you know, a piece of glass, whatever it's made of, you know, it definitely doesn't protect from radiation. And the proof of that, again, as I say, is, you know, radiation accidents, etc., happen on Earth. They could have sent people wearing those suits with that glass on their helmet, you know, and they would have been safe. No, don't believe any of it. And I think that, you know, this Eos, Laos stuff, etc., that I see about Apollyon, and the fact they call their rockets Apollo after the beast from the pit, and, you know, and these famous words, the eagle has landed. The eagle is the brother of Apollyon the Destroyer, Hermes, Mercury, the eagle, messenger of the gods. Yeah, so, sorry, don't believe any of it. NASA will have to get up a better story. Perhaps, you know, I don't know, if they've spoken to me and said to me, Chris, you know, how can we do this and not, you know, and actually people start to believe us. I would have said, well, you know, you should have put the you know, the helmet so they can't see through it with the camera at the front, told them that story, you know, but, you know, I'm a born again Christian, I wouldn't have done that. But anyway, it's just, it's fun. It's fun watching this stuff and seeing all of this Masonic symbolism on it over and over again, because for me, it just gives the game away straight away. Can't believe a single thing. Again, it's my opinion, as you have to say, but I wonder if it's yours as well.